Captain Jake Martinez stood on the bridge of his ship, the starbound runner. He looked out at the stars through the big window. His crew worked quietly around him. The ship was flying through space, looking for new planets. "Captain," said Lieutenant Maya Foster from her station, "I'm getting a strange signal." Jake walked over to her. "What kind of signal?" "It's big, sir. Really big. Something is coming toward us." Jake felt his heart beat faster. In deep space, big things usually meant trouble. "Put it on the main screen." The window changed to show a huge ship. It was 10 times bigger than their ship. The alien ship looked like a crystal palace floating in space. Beautiful lights moved across its surface. "That's a Veltaran ship," said Dr. Lisa Chang. She knew about alien races. "I've read about them, but I've never seen one." Commander Alex Brooks came to stand next to Jake. "Should we run, Captain?" Jake thought for a moment. The alien ship could catch them easily. "No. Send them a message. Tell them we come in peace." Maya worked at her station. After a few minutes, she looked up. "Captain, they want to talk." A voice came through the speakers. It sounded like music and wind chimes. "Human ship, this is Princess Zarathiel of the Veltaran Empire. I request permission to come aboard." Alex stepped forward. "It could be a trap, Jake." Jake knew his friend was right to worry, but something in the alien's voice sounded sad, not dangerous. "Princess, you may come aboard. We'll meet you in docking bay 2. 20 minutes later, Jake stood in the docking bay with Alex and Lisa. The doors opened with a soft sound. What came through took Jake's breath away. The alien princess looked almost human, but not quite. Her skin was pale blue and seemed to glow softly. Her hair was silver and moved like it was underwater. Her eyes were large and purple. She wore a dress that looked like it was made of starlight. But what struck Jake most was how sad she looked. Even though she was beautiful like a queen, her eyes showed deep pain. "Captain Martinez," she said. Her voice was soft and musical. "Thank you for letting me come aboard." "Welcome to our ship, Princess," Jake said. He tried to be polite but careful. "How can we help you?" The princess looked around the simple docking bay. Everything on human ships was made to work, not to look pretty. She seemed surprised by how plain it was. "I need your help," she said. "My people are hunting me. I ran away from an arranged marriage. If they catch me, they will force me to marry a cruel man." Alex stepped closer to Jake. "Captain, this could cause problems with her people." Jake looked at the princess. She was shaking a little. He had a sister back on Earth. He knew what it looked like when someone was scared. "Princess, tell me more about this marriage." Zarathiel took a deep breath. "His name is General Kiros. He leads the hegemony forces. If I marry him, our combined power will help him take over many worlds. But he is evil. He kills people for fun. I cannot marry such a man." "And if you don't marry him?" Lisa asked. "There will be war. Many people will die." The princess looked down. "But I cannot give myself to someone who enjoys causing pain." Jake felt sorry for her. No one should be forced to marry someone they didn't want to. "You can stay here while we figure out what to do." Zarathiel looked up at him with surprise. "You would risk trouble with my people? For someone you just met?" "It's the right thing to do," Jake said simply. The princess stared at him. In her world, people only helped others when they wanted something back. "What do you want from me in return?" Jake was confused. "Nothing. You need help, so we'll help you." Before the princess could answer, Maya's voice came over the speakers. "Captain, we have more ships coming. Lots of them." Jake touched his communication device. "How many?" 20 ships, sir. All Veltaran. They're demanding we give them the princess." Alex grabbed Jake's arm. "We have to give her back. We can't fight 20 ships." Jake looked at the princess. She had closed her eyes and was shaking more now. "Princess, can you fight alongside us?" She opened her eyes wide. "You would fight for me? But you barely know me." "I know enough. You're running from someone who wants to hurt you. That's enough for me." Zarathiel felt something strange in her chest. As a princess, she could read minds a little. When she touched Jake's thoughts, she found no greed, no desire to use her, only a simple wish to do what was right. She had never met anyone like him. "Captain," she said softly, "I must ask you something strange." Jake nodded. The alien princess looked into his eyes. Her purple eyes seemed to glow brighter. "How can I earn your love?" Jake blinked. "What?" "In my world, people earn love through power, through gifts, through being useful. But you help me for nothing. You risk your ship for nothing. I do not understand. What must I do to earn your love?" Jake felt heat rise in his face. He had not expected this question. Around them, Alex and Lisa tried not to stare. "Princess," Jake said carefully, "love isn't something you earn like money. It's something that grows between people who care about each other." She tilted her head like a confused bird. "But how does it start?" Before Jake could answer, the ship shook hard. The alien ships had started shooting. "All hands to battle stations," Jake called out. He looked at the princess. "We'll have to continue this talk later. Right now, we need to keep you safe." As alarms rang through the ship, Zarathiel watched Jake run to command his crew. She had asked princes and warriors and leaders the same question before. They had all given her lists of things she could do for them. Jake Martinez was the first person who seemed confused by the question itself. Maybe, she thought, that was the answer. The starbound runner shook again as more alien weapons hit its shields. Jake ran onto the bridge with Princess Zarathiel behind him. The crew was working hard at their stations. "Report," Jake called out. 20 Veltaran ships surrounding us," said Alex. "They're not trying to destroy us yet. Just keep us from running away." Jake sat in his captain's chair. The princess stood next to him, watching everything. "What do they want?" Maya turned from her station. "They're sending a message, Captain." "Put it through." A deep voice filled the bridge. It sounded cold and angry. "Human ship, I am General Kiros of the Hegemony Forces. You have stolen my bride. Give her back now, or I will destroy your ship and everyone on it." Jake looked at the princess. She had gone very pale. "That's him," she whispered. Jake pressed a button to answer. "General Kiros, the princess came to us asking for help. We don't steal people. She belongs to me." The general's voice was like ice. "Our marriage was agreed to by both our peoples. She has no right to run away." "Everyone has the right to choose who they marry," Jake said. The general laughed, but it was not a happy sound. "Humans and their strange ideas. You will give me my bride, or I will take her from your wreckage." The communication ended. Jake looked around his bridge. His crew was scared, but they were ready to fight. "Captain," said Zarathiel quietly, "I should go back. I cannot let your people die for me." Jake stood up. "No, we don't give up people to bullies. But you cannot win against so many ships." "Maybe not," Jake said. "But we can try." The princess stared at him. "Why, I am nothing to you. Just a stranger." Before Jake could answer, Sam Johnson's voice came over the speakers from the engine room. "Captain, I've got an idea. If we can get to the asteroid field near here, we might be able to hide and fix our engines." Jake pressed the communication button. "Do it, Sam." The ship turned and began flying toward a field of space rocks. The alien ships followed, shooting at them. The starbound runner shook with each hit. "Princess," Jake said, can you help us? Do you know how their ships work?" Zarathiel nodded. "I can tell you about their weapons and shields." For the next hour, she worked with Lisa and Maya. She told them about Veltaran technology. The human women were amazed by how much she knew. "You're very smart," Lisa said. "Did you study these things in school?" "I studied everything," the princess said. "My father wanted me to be a perfect ruler. But then he decided to trade me away like a piece of property." Maya looked up from her work. "That must have hurt." "It did. But I thought that was normal. All princesses get married to make deals between countries." "Not where we come from," Lisa said. "On Earth, people marry because they love each other." The princess looked confused. "But how do they know if they love each other?" "They spend time together," Maya said. "They talk, they laugh, they help each other. Love grows slowly like a plant." "But what if one person is more powerful than the other?" "It doesn't matter," Lisa said. "True love is between equals. No one owns anyone else." Zarathiel thought about this. In her world, the strong always controlled the weak. But these humans treated her like a friend, not like a princess to fear or use. Just then the ship shook very hard. Something had gone wrong with the engines. "All stop," called Alex. "We're stuck." Jake's voice came over the speakers. "Sam, what's happening down there?" "Captain, you need to come see this. And bring the princess." Jake and Zarathiel went down to the engine room. Sam was floating in space outside the ship wearing a spacesuit. He was trying to fix something, but it was dangerous work. "The main power line got cut," Sam said over the radio. "I have to fix it by hand, but these space rocks keep moving around. If one hits me..." Jake grabbed a spacesuit. "I'm coming out to help." "Captain, no," Alex said over the radio. "If we lose you, we lose everything. If we don't fix this, we're all dead anyway," Jake said. Zarathiel watched Jake put on the spacesuit. "You're going out there to save all of us." "It's my job," Jake said. "A captain takes care of his crew. Even me? I'm not part of your crew." Jake stopped and looked at her. "You're on my ship. That makes you my responsibility." The princess felt something warm in her chest. No one had ever called her a responsibility like it was something precious. Jake went outside to help Sam. Through the window, Zarathiel could see them working together in the dangerous space between the moving rocks. One mistake could kill them both. "Why does he do that?" she asked Lisa. "Do what?" "Risk his life for others. In my world, leaders send other people to die. They don't risk themselves," Lisa smiled. "That's what makes a good leader. Someone who puts others first. But what does he get from it? The knowledge that he did the right thing. Sometimes that's enough." Zarathiel watched Jake work. A big space rock was moving toward him, but he was too busy helping Sam to see it. Without thinking, the princess ran to the communication panel. "Jake, look out! Big rock coming from your left." Jake looked and saw the danger. He pushed Sam out of the way just in time. The rock missed them by inches. "Thanks, Princess," Jake said over the radio. "Good eyes." For the first time since coming aboard, Zarathiel felt useful. Not because of her royal blood or her telepathic powers, but because she had helped save someone. An hour later, Jake and Sam came back inside. The engines were working again. "We can run now," Sam said. "But those alien ships will catch us soon." Jake sat down, tired from the dangerous work. Zarathiel brought him water. "Thank you," he said. "Jake," she said quietly, "can I ask you something?" "Sure." "When you went out there to fix the ship, you could have died." "Yes. But you went anyway. For people you barely know. For me, a stranger." Jake drank some water. "That's what you do for people you care about. But how can you care about me?" "You don't know me," Jake thought for a moment. "I know you ran away from a bad situation. I know you helped us when we needed it. I know you're kind to my crew. That's enough to care about someone." Zarathiel felt tears in her eyes. In her whole life, no one had ever cared about her just for being herself. "In my world," she said, "people only care about others when they can get something back." "That's not care," Jake said. "That's just business." "Then what is care?" "Wanting someone to be safe and happy, even if it doesn't help you at all." The princess looked at him for a long time. "Is that why you're helping me?" "Yes, but I'm an alien. I'm not even the same species as you." Jake smiled. "Doesn't matter. Right is right." Just then alarms started ringing again. The alien ships had found them. "All hands to battle stations," Alex called out. As the crew ran to their positions, Zarathiel stood in the middle of it all. She was starting to understand something new. These humans didn't help her to get her power or her money. They helped her because they thought it was right. And Jake Martinez, their captain, was willing to die to protect people he had just met. She had asked him how to earn his love. Now she was beginning to think she had asked the wrong question. Maybe love wasn't something you earned at all. The alien ships surrounded the starbound runner like wolves around a rabbit. On the main screen, General Kairos appeared. He was tall and covered in dark armor. His face looked like it was carved from stone. "Human captain," he said, "you have run far enough. Give me the princess now." Jake stood straight on his bridge. "She doesn't want to go with you, General. What she wants does not matter. She will marry me, and our union will bring peace to the galaxy." "Peace through force isn't real peace," Jake said. The general's eyes grew cold. "You humans know nothing about running a galaxy. The strong rule, the weak obey. That is how things work." Princess Zarathiel stepped forward so the general could see her. "Kairos, I will not marry you. Find another way to get your peace." "There is no other way," the general said. Your telepathic bloodline mixed with my military power will create an empire that lasts forever. No one will dare fight us. Because they'll be too afraid, Jake said. That's not peace. That's just fear, the general laughed. Fear works better than your human love and kindness, Captain. Just then, Maya called out, Captain, more ships coming in. These ones are different. On the screen, sleek blue ships appeared. They moved fast and smooth like fish in water. Human ships, said Alex with relief. Admiral Susan Clark's face appeared on another part of the screen. She was an older woman with gray hair and sharp eyes. Captain Martinez, this is Admiral Clark. We got your distress call. What's the situation? Admiral, we're protecting Princess Zarathiel from a forced marriage, Jake said quickly. Admiral Clark looked at the general, then at the princess. General Kiros, you're in human space. State your business. I am taking back my bride, the general said. This does not concern humans. It concerns us when you threaten our ships, the admiral said firmly. Now 3 groups of ships faced each other in space. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Ambassador Theron, the princess's uncle, appeared on the screen too. He looked tired and sad. Zarathiel, he said gently, you must come home. Your marriage to General Kiros will prevent a war that could destroy millions of worlds. The princess felt tears in her eyes. Uncle, I cannot marry him. He is cruel and evil. Sometimes rulers must sacrifice their happiness for their people, Theron said. But why must it always be the women who sacrifice? Asked Dr. Lisa Chang, stepping into view. Ambassador Theron looked surprised. Because that is how it has always been. That doesn't make it right, Lisa said. Jake watched the princess's face. She was fighting with herself, torn between her duty and her freedom. There has to be another way, Jake said. General Kiros grew angry. There is no other way. The princess will marry me, or I will start a war that burns across the galaxy. Billions will die because of her selfishness. Zarathiel closed her eyes. When she opened them, Jake saw that she had made a decision. I will go with you, she said quietly. No, Jake said immediately. Jake, he's right. If I don't marry him, innocent people will die. I cannot live with that. You can't live with him either, Jake said. Look at him. He enjoys threatening people. What do you think he'll do to you when no one is watching? The princess looked at General Kiros. Even now she could see the cruel smile on his face. He was enjoying her pain. Maybe, she said, if I show him kindness, he will become a better person. People don't change unless they want to, Jake said. And he likes being cruel. Then what choice do I have? Jake was quiet for a moment. Then he stood up straighter. I challenged General Kiros to single combat, he said. Everyone on all the ships stared at him. Jake, no, said Alex. Captain, that's crazy, said Sam over the speakers. But General Kiros smiled a real smile for the first time. Interesting. The human wants to fight me for her. If I win, Jake said, the princess goes free. No marriage, no war. And if you lose, then you get what you want. The general laughed. I accept. But know this, human. I have never lost a fight. I will break you slowly so your princess can watch. Admiral Clark stepped forward on her screen. Captain Martinez, I cannot allow this. You're needed alive. With respect, Admiral, this is my choice. Princess Zarathiel grabbed Jake's arm. No, I won't let you die for me. I barely know you. Jake looked into her purple eyes. That's not true. I know you well enough. How can you know me? We've only talked for 2 days. I know you're brave. You ran away from everything you knew rather than marry someone evil. I know you're kind. You've been nice to every person on my ship. I know you're smart. You helped us escape those ships. That's enough to know. Zarathiel felt something break inside her chest. All her life, people had told her what she was worth. Her beauty, her royal blood, her telepathic powers. But Jake saw something different. You would die for me, she said. I would die to keep anyone from being forced into a bad marriage. Even someone you don't love. Jake was quiet for a moment. Who says I don't love you? The princess gasped. Around them, the bridge crew pretended not to listen. But we just met, she whispered. Sometimes that's enough, Jake said. I've seen who you are when you're scared. When you're trying to help, when you're making hard choices. That tells me everything I need to know. But I don't understand love, she said. I was taught it was something you earned. Love isn't earned, Jake said. It's a gift. You give it freely or it's not real love. Zarathiel looked at him with wonder. You give me your love as a gift? Yes, but what do you get back? Jake smiled. The chance to love someone worth loving. That's enough. General Kairos grew impatient. Are you done with this emotional nonsense? I want to fight. Jake turned back to the screen. The combat will be in 1 hour. Location, the asteroid field nearby. No weapons except what we bring ourselves. Agreed, said the general. Prepare to die, human. After the communications ended, the bridge was very quiet. Captain, said Alex, Kairos is twice your size and has been fighting for centuries. You can't win. Maybe not, Jake said, but someone has to try. Zarathiel followed Jake to his quarters. When they were alone, she touched his face with her hand. Jake, I need to tell you something. I have telepathic powers. I can touch minds. I know. I've been reading your thoughts a little bit. I hope you don't mind. What did you find? She smiled through her tears. A man who thinks about his crew before himself. A man who believes in doing right even when it's hard. A man who sees me as a person, not a prize. And what do you think of that? I think, she said softly, I'm starting to understand what love really means. What does it mean? It means choosing someone's happiness over your own. It means protecting them even when it hurts you. It means seeing them for who they really are and loving that person. Jake nodded. That's right. Jake, I think I love you too. He pulled her close. I was hoping you'd say that. But you're going to fight Kairos for me anyway, even if I didn't love you back? Yes, Zarathiel held him tight. She finally understood. Love wasn't something you earned with power or beauty or gifts. Love was something you gave freely to someone who deserved it, and Jake Martinez deserved it more than anyone she had ever met. But in 1 hour, she might watch him die for her. The thought made her heart break, but it also gave her an idea. The asteroid field looked like a graveyard of broken worlds. Floating rocks as big as cities drifted slowly in the darkness. This would be the place where Jake Martinez fought for Princess Zarathiel's freedom. Jake stood on a flat piece of rock wearing simple fighting clothes. He had a sword and a small shield. Across from him, General Kairos looked like a walking tank. His armor was black and covered with spikes. His weapon was a war hammer that glowed with energy. On the nearby ships, everyone watched. Admiral Clark bit her lip. She knew Jake was brave, but bravery might not be enough. Jake, Zarathiel said through the radio. Please be careful. I will, he said. But they both knew he probably couldn't win. General Kairos laughed. Human, you are about to learn why people fear me across the galaxy. The fight began fast and brutal. Kairos swung his hammer like it weighed nothing. Each blow could have crushed a car. Jake rolled and jumped, trying to stay away from the deadly weapon. You fight like a bug, Kairos taunted. Stand still and die with honor. Jake said nothing. He was saving his breath for fighting. But he was getting tired quickly. Kairos was stronger, faster, and had better armor. On her ship, Princess Zarathiel watched with growing fear. Jake was losing. Every few seconds, he barely escaped being crushed. I have to help him, she said to Dr. Lisa Chang. How? The fight has to be fair. I have telepathic powers. I can link my mind with his. Lisa looked worried. Is that safe? I don't know. I've never tried it with a human before. On the asteroid, Jake stumbled. Kairos's hammer hit the ground where he had been standing, leaving a smoking crater. Getting tired, human? Kairos asked. Give up now and I'll kill you quickly. Jake wiped sweat from his face. No. Why do you fight so hard for her? She's not even your species. Doesn't matter, Jake said between breaths. You humans and your foolish ideas about love. Kairos swung again, and this time, the hammer hit Jake's shield. The impact sent Jake flying across the rock. Jake got up slowly. His arm hurt bad, maybe broken. He was running out of time and strength. That's when he felt something strange in his mind. A gentle touch like someone putting a hand on his shoulder. Jake, came Zarathiel's voice, but not through the radio. It was inside his head. Princess, I'm linking our minds. I can help you fight. Is it safe for you? I don't care. I won't watch you die for me. Suddenly, Jake could see through Zarathiel's eyes, too. She was watching from her ship, but she could also see what he saw. More importantly, she knew things about Kairos that Jake didn't. He always attacks high first, then low, she said in his mind. Duck left when he raises the hammer. Kairos charged again. Jake saw the hammer go up and ducked left, just as Zarathiel had said. The hammer missed him by inches. His armor has a weak spot under his left arm, she told him. Jake danced around Kairos, looking for a chance to strike. The general was getting angry that the human kept avoiding his attacks. "Stand still and fight like a warrior," Kairos yelled. "I'm fighting smart," Jake said. For the next few minutes, Jake and Zarathiel worked together. She guided him away from attacks and showed him where to strike. Jake began to hurt the general's armor, but the mind link was hard on both of them. Zarathiel began to feel very weak. "Princess, you need to stop," Jake said in his mind. "This is hurting you. No, I won't leave you alone. You have to. If this kills you, then me dying won't mean anything." "Jake, there's something else." I can sense Kairos's thoughts. "He's not planning to keep his word." "What do you mean?" "Even if you win, he plans to kill everyone here and take me anyway. He never intended to honor the fight." Jake felt angry, but not surprised. Bullies often cheated when they started losing. "Then we stop him now," Jake said. "How?" "Trust me." Jake ran straight at General Kairos. It looked like he was giving up, trying to end the fight quickly. Kairos smiled and raised his hammer for a killing blow, but at the last second, Jake slid on his knees under the hammer and drove his sword up into the weak spot Zarathiel had shown him. Kairos screamed as the sword went through his armor. He dropped his hammer and fell to his knees. "I win," Jake said, breathing hard, but Kairos wasn't done. He pulled out a small device and pressed a button. "If I cannot have her, no one can," he said with blood coming from his mouth. "My ships will destroy all of you." On the screens, everyone could see the alien ships charging their weapons. Kairos had lied about the combat rules. "You gave your word," Ambassador Theron said, sounding shocked. "Words are for the weak," Kairos said. That's when Princess Zarathiel did something no one expected. She opened her mind fully and connected with every telepathic person on the Veltaran ships. "Stop," she said. But her voice went directly into their minds. "I am your princess." Kairos breaks his word. He has no honor. The Veltaran captains hesitated. Their princess was speaking to them directly through telepathy. This was something only the royal family could do. "Obey me," Kairos ordered his own ships. "Destroy them all." But something was wrong. Kairos's ships weren't listening to him anymore. "My ships serve the hegemony," he said, confused. "No," said a new voice. It was Captain Roy Mitchell, Jake's old friend. His ship appeared from behind a large asteroid. "Your ships serve whoever pays them, and we just offered them a better deal." More human ships appeared. They had been hiding in the asteroid field. "Admiral Clark, you planned this," Kairos said with anger. "We planned for you to cheat," the Admiral said. "We know your reputation, General." Kairos tried to stand up, but he was hurt too badly. "This isn't over." "Yes, it is," said Princess Zarathiel. She was still connected to Jake's mind, and now she did something that scared everyone, including herself. She began to share her life energy with Jake. "Princess, no," her uncle called out. "That ritual is forbidden. It will make you mortal." "I know," she said. Jake felt strength flowing into him, but he also felt something else. He could feel Zarathiel's life connecting with his. They would be linked forever now. Why? He asked her through their mind link. "Because you were willing to die for me. Now I want to live for you." The sharing of life energy created a bright light around both of them. When it faded, they were still connected in their minds, but now it was permanent. Jake could feel what Zarathiel felt. She could sense his thoughts. They were two people, but also something new together. General Kairos looked at them with hate. "You think this changes anything? There will still be war." "No," said Ambassador Theron. "The Council has been watching this fight. We see now what kind of leader Kairos really is. A man who breaks his word and threatens innocent people." "The marriage contract is ended," said an old voice from the Veltaran ships. It was Elder Talmaven, one of the most respected leaders. "Princess Zarathiel is free to choose her own path." Kairos screamed with rage, but he was too weak to fight anymore. His own soldiers came to arrest him. Jake walked over to where Princess Zarathiel stood on her ship's viewing platform. Even though they were on different ships, he could feel her presence in his mind. "Are you okay?" he asked. "I think so."
"Are you?"
"Better than okay." Through their link, they shared their feelings. Relief, love, hope, and something new. A future together. "Jake," she said softly, "I finally understand." "Understand what?" "You can't earn love. You can only give it and receive it freely, and when you do that, it becomes something bigger than both people." "What does it become?" "A reason to be better than you were before." Jake smiled. "I love you, Princess Zarathiel." "I love you too, Captain Jake Martinez." Around them, both human and alien crews cheered. They had witnessed something special, not just a fight, but the birth of a new kind of partnership. But their adventures were just beginning. 3 months after the fight with General Kairos, Jake Martinez sat in his captain's chair, but everything had changed. The mind link with Princess Zarathiel had made him different. He could sense things he never could before. Sometimes he knew what his crew needed before they asked. "Captain," said Maya from her station, "we're getting reports of strange attacks near the border worlds." Jake looked at the reports on his screen. Ships were disappearing. When they found the ships later, the crews were alive but acted like empty shells. They could walk and talk, but something important was missing from their eyes. Princess Zarathiel walked onto the bridge. She wasn't wearing royal clothes anymore. Now she wore a simple uniform like the rest of the crew. But she still looked beautiful and her purple eyes still glowed softly. "What do you think?" Jake asked her through their mind link. "Something is feeding on telepathic energy," she said out loud so the crew could hear. "When it takes that energy, it leaves people empty inside." Dr. Lisa Chang looked up from her station. "Like a vampire, but for thoughts instead of blood?" "Exactly," Zarathiel said. "And it's getting stronger with each attack." Admiral Clark's face appeared on the main screen. "Captain Martinez, we need you to investigate these attacks. Your ship has the only person who might understand what's happening." She looked at the princess. "We're on our way," Jake said. As the ship turned toward the border worlds, Jake walked with Zarathiel to the observation deck. Through the big windows, they could see stars rushing past as they traveled faster than light. "Are you ready for this?" Jake asked. "I think so. But Jake, there's something I need to tell you about the mind link we share." "What?" "It's changing us both. You're becoming part telepathic. I'm becoming more human in how I think." Jake thought about this. "Is that bad?" "I don't think so. But it means we're becoming something new. Not fully human, not fully Veltaran, something in between. Does that scare you?" Zarathiel took his hand. "No, it feels right." They reached the border worlds 2 days later. The first planet they visited looked normal from space, but when they got close, they could feel something wrong. "It's like a cold wind in my mind," Zarathiel said, shivering. Jake felt it too, though not as strongly. Whatever did this is still here. They landed near a small town. The people came out to meet them, but they moved slowly, like they were walking through thick water. When they talked, their voices were flat and empty. "We are fine," said the town leader. "Nothing is wrong here. You should leave." But Jake could see in the man's eyes that he was screaming inside, trapped in his own body. "This thing doesn't just take telepathic energy," Jake said to Zarathiel quietly. "It controls people too." "It's like a machine mind," she said. "Cold and logical. It doesn't understand feelings or free will." That night they made camp outside the town. Jake couldn't sleep. Through their link he could feel Zarathiel was awake too. "It's watching us," she said. "Can you tell where it is?" "Everywhere and nowhere. It's not a physical thing. It exists in the space between minds." Just then something attacked their ship. But it wasn't weapons or explosions. It was like invisible hands trying to reach into their thoughts. Jake felt something cold and alien trying to get into his mind. It wanted to take away everything that made him himself. His memories, his feelings, his love for Zarathiel. "Fight it," Zarathiel said through their link. "Remember who you are." Jake thought about his crew, his family on Earth, and most of all his love for the brave alien princess who had changed his life. The cold presence pushed harder, but it couldn't break through. Then Jake realized something. The mind link he shared with Zarathiel was protecting both of them. The alien machine intelligence couldn't understand their connection. It was used to taking energy from single minds, not from two minds that shared their strength. "I have an idea," Jake said, "but it's dangerous. Tell me. What if we open our link to everyone on this planet? Share our connection with all of them?" Zarathiel's eyes went wide. "That could kill us. Our minds weren't meant to link with so many people at once, but it might save them. And if we don't try, this thing will spread to other worlds." She looked into his eyes and saw that he had already made his decision. "If we do this, we might not survive as ourselves. We could become something completely different. Will you still be you?" "I think so. Then I'll still love you no matter what else changes." They sat down facing each other and joined hands. Slowly, carefully, they began to open their mind link wider, first to their own crew, then to the people in the town, then to everyone on the planet. It was like trying to hold the ocean in their hearts. Thousands of minds suddenly connected to theirs. Jake felt the fear and pain of everyone the machine had captured. But he also felt their hope when they realized they weren't alone anymore. "You are free," Zarathiel said to all of them through the link. "Remember who you are." The machine intelligence felt the change and attacked harder. It tried to break their link, to separate all the connected minds. But something amazing happened. Every person they had linked with began to share their strength with Jake and Zarathiel. The shy farmer shared his quiet determination. The school teacher shared her protective love for children. The old soldier shared his courage. Together, all of them were stronger than the machine. "You cannot have us," Jake said to the cold intelligence. "We choose to be free." The machine intelligence screamed in a way that had no sound. It was used to controlling others, but it had never faced so many minds working together by choice. The connection between all these people was something it couldn't understand or break. Finally, the cold presence retreated, fleeing to the empty space between stars. Jake and Zarathiel collapsed, exhausted, but around them people were waking up. The empty look left their eyes and they began to remember how to feel again. "We did it," Zarathiel whispered. "Are you okay?" Jake asked. She smiled, but it was different somehow. "I think I'm more than okay. I can still feel everyone we linked with. Just a little, like distant music." Jake realized he could feel it too. They had created something new. A network of minds that chose to help each other. Over the next few weeks, word spread about what had happened. Other worlds asked Jake and Zarathiel to help them create similar connections. Not mind control, but voluntary sharing of strength and support. President Helen Rodriguez called them to Earth to talk about this new development. "Captain Martinez," she said, "what you and the princess have created could change everything. But are you sure it's safe?" "Nothing is completely safe," Jake said. "But we've learned that people are stronger together than apart if they choose to be." "The key word is choose," Zarathiel added. "No one is forced into the link. Everyone can leave if they want to. And do they want to leave?" "Some do," Jake said. "And that's okay. The link only works if everyone wants to be there." Months passed. Jake stepped down as captain of the Starbound runner and became Earth's first ambassador to the Veltaran Empire. Zarathiel worked beside him, no longer a princess but something new, a bridge between worlds. They got married in a ceremony that was broadcast across the galaxy. Humans, Veltarans, and dozens of other alien species watched as two very different people promised to love each other forever. At the wedding, Sam Johnson was Jake's best man. Dr. Lisa Chang stood with Zarathiel. Even Admiral Clark came wearing her best uniform. "Do you, Jake Martinez, promise to love Zarathiel not because of what she can give you, but because of who she is?" "I do," Jake said. "Do you, Zarathiel, promise to love Jake Martinez not to earn his love in return but as a gift freely given?" "I do," she said. When they kissed, everyone cheered. Through their mind link, they shared the happiness of that moment with anyone who wanted to feel it. Across the galaxy, people smiled without knowing exactly why. Years later, Jake and Zarathiel had children who could speak to both humans and aliens in their minds. They opened schools where young people from different worlds learned to work together. One day, Zarathiel was teaching a class of human and alien children about the day she first met Jake. "I asked him how I could earn his love," she told them. "I thought love was something you had to work for, like money or power." A small human boy raised his hand. "But that's not how love works, is it?" "No," Zarathiel smiled. "Love is a gift. You can't earn a gift. You can only receive it and give it back." A young Veltaran girl asked. "But how do you know if someone deserves your love?" "Everyone deserves love," Jake said, coming into the classroom. "The question is whether you're brave enough to give it. Even to people who are different from you?" asked another child. "Especially to people who are different from you," Zarathiel said, "because that's how you learn new ways to love." That night, as Jake and Zarathiel looked out at the stars, they felt the gentle presence of thousands of minds connected to theirs by choice. Humans and aliens who had decided that working together was better than being alone. "Do you ever miss being just human?" Zarathiel asked. "Do you ever miss being just Veltaran?" Jake asked back. They looked at each other and laughed. They both knew the answer was no. "I love what we've become," Jake said. "What are we now?" she asked. "We're something new, something that couldn't exist until we chose to love each other." "I like that," Zarathiel said. "We're proof that love makes people stronger, not weaker."